do. and cardiac problems. In other words, the Israeli healthcare professionals so much that it undermined their ability to treat sick babies. Rude patients have similar effects on physicians. Research conducted in the Netherlands suggests that doctors make more errors when they diagnose demanding and aggressive patients. Depression or low self-esteem, first make sure you are not in fact just surrounded by assholes. Much evidence supports Debbie Hope's advice. Studies of rudeness and incivility, for example on air rage by loud, obnoxious, and pedestrian aggressiveness syndrome, show that such nastiness is contagious and can undermine the victim's mental and physical health for days or weeks. Thousands of studies of bullied children show that psychological damage includes weaker academic. Children who are bullied by peers may be haunted the rest of their lives. They are prone to adult problems including higher arrest rates, financial struggles, depression, and heavy smoking. Research on workplace assholes where this customers abusing their colleagues rather than experiencing it firsthand suffer a similar fate. And treating others like dirt is contagious, so if you work with a jerk, or worse, a bunch of them, you are likely to become one too. Shit rolled downhill. Abusive senior leaders were prone to selecting or breeding abusive team leaders who in turn ignited destructive conflict in their teams, which stifled team members' creativity. The list of damages done by work: reduced trust, reduced motivation, reduced innovation, and less willingness to make suggestions, also increased waste, theft, absenteeism, and surveillance. Professor Bennett Tepper of Ohio State University in Wisconsin and poor relationships with their families and partners. Long-term studies in Europe show that working for a boss hole increases the risk of heart disease and premature death. For example, a 20-year study that tracked 6,000 British civil deaths from heart disease. You get the idea. It doesn't matter whether the assholes around you are getting ahead or, more likely, screwing up their lives, careers, and companies. They pose a danger to you and others. I reckon yourself and the friends, colleagues, customers, teams, and organizations that you hold dear from these mean-spirited people and their vile words and deeds. What's ahead? The next 6 chapters in Arsenals. Chapter 2 on asshole assessment, how bad is the problem, provides 6 diagnostic questions to help you assess how dangerous, difficult to deal with, and damaging a given asshole problem is, if it occurs. The next 4 chapters consider the pros, cons, and nuances of different survival strategies. Chapter 3 shows how and when to make a clean getaway. Chapter 4 provides asshole avoidance techniques, assholes that you can't escape from, at least for now. Chapter 5 is about mind tricks that protect your soul, or ways of thinking about and reacting to assholes that reduce the damage to you and to others. Chapter 6 digs into tactics. It spells out effective and sometimes mischievous means for rendering them powerless paper tigers. This book ends with Chapter 7 on be part of the solution, not the problem. I show what it means to embrace the avoid falling prey to your knee-jerk reactions, to slow, stop, and reverse the initial judgments that you make about suspected jerks. It prepares you to get more from this book. Saying it and living it can help you and those you support not rearing their ugly heads, why they are doing their dirty work, and how to deal with them. It's among the most crucial lessons that I've learned over the years about how to think about and deal with possible assholes. Bending your judgments in this biases that are baked into us human beings. even the most wonderful, caring, and unselfish of us. As you will see in Chapter 7, research by psychologists shows that we are often clueless about or downplay our weaknesses and mistakes, especially in areas where we are least competent, and are prone to blame others for our problems, even when it's our own damn fault. This research suggests that if you act like an asshole or protect or enable others' demeaning and disrespect, you aren't likely to admit these unflattering facts to yourself or to anyone else. So it is no surprise that national surveys by the Workplace Bullying Institute between 2007 and 2014 found that over 50 episodes of bullying, but less than 1% admit to subjecting others to such repeated mistreatment. One reason for this big gap is that some people are mighty thin-skinned and even downright paranoid, so they overreact to repeat slow to label others as assholes gives you time to consider other explanations and develop empathy for the alleged assholes rather than reacting with instant and sometimes unnecessary hurt and anger. Being quick to label yourself as a jerk, or at least you could be part of the problem, can counteract that oh so human predilection to deny and downplay our imperfections and sins. And this mantra helps you avoid fueling vicious circles where you and your alleged tormentor both feel wrong. I am not the asshole, you are. Chapter 2. Asshole Assessment. How bad is the problem? Assholes use a host of dirty tricks to shouting, smiling warmly as she whispers in his ear, "You are a loser, and I'm going to bring you down." A passhole. Passive-aggressive asshole who treats people as if they are invisible and ignores their requests. To the office holiday party, interrupting him 5 times in 5 minutes. Asking him, "Are you done with that piece of shit yet?" Holding mandatory Sunday staff meetings. Taunting her for working, glaring. Name-calling. Wearing a shitty morning face. Constant teasing, and treating everything as an emergency and making every molehill into a mountain. Fawns over and flatters colleagues to their faces, then sprint. Writes an employee up for arriving to work 15 minutes early. Flies into a rage over a late water delivery for the office cooler. Gives her 1 compliment in 8 years. Uses the F word and almost fires employees over the phone, insists other colleagues do it too. Tells a coworker that customers feel sorry for her because she's got sad eyes. Calls a customer an ugly bitch who dresses in rags behind her back. Alas, these examples probably don't shock you given the remarkable range of rude and demeaning acts in traditional and social media stories these days. Yet some of this madness would still seem fake or wildly. For example, a 2016 video of a commercial bank in China posted online by channel News Asia shows a manager who, in front of hundreds of colleagues, humiliates 8 workers by hitting each 4 times